you a professional?
Are you?
That's it, Clark. Show him who's boss.
Oh, we're all in this together.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. I am Mr. Clark Griswold. I am glad to be here. I'm glad you guys are here. If you are a first timer to the channel and to trading the Strat, this thing's going to change your life. And you can subscribe to this channel down below. Hit that subscribe button and then click that bell. That bell gives you the notifications for when I send out videos just like this one every day. So this is our watch list setup for Wednesday, May 18th. I send out videos like this every day. I also send out top 5 videos, informational videos, motivational videos, learning tools like the 4 video series I have on the hashtag 30 and 30 created by Paul Ituaru. I have videos on what these candle numbers mean, entries, exits, reviews of trades, all kinds of other stuff. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. You can comment there, DM me there, ask me questions there. I usually get back to you guys within the same day. I am here to help you guys out. You can do the same thing on the YouTube channel, on any one of my videos. Ask me questions, leave comments, give me a thumbs up. And then you can also click on this Clark Griswold face down here, and that will also help you subscribe to the channel. So let's get started with this watch list for Wednesday, May 18th. And we start off with a 2-up that finished red on Google. So what we have here is an inside bar with a 2-up. It's called a Rev Strat. So we're going to look for a 1-2-2 reversal. That's what we call a Rev Strat. So an inside bar doesn't break the high or the low of the previous candle. And then a 2-up only breaks the high of the previous candle. So we'll look for puts on Google at 2307.21. And we can place our targets at the bottom of the preceding wicks. I'll change that to green. The other thing is Google has higher premiums, so people with smaller accounts aren't going to be able to play Google, but it's on the list anyways. Hood is up next. It's a Robinhood. We have a 2 down that finished red, so that means we only broke the low of the previous candle right here. Okay, but we did finish red. So we will look for a, when we have an inside bar, now we're 2 down, we'll look for a 2-up. It's called a Rev Strat. When we have a 1-2, and we'll look for a 2-up. So a 1-2 down, 2-up is what we're looking for on Hood. Usually I like to see these green, but we'll still put it on here. That green is your pivot. This green line right here is your pivot point, your target, your magnitude, whatever you want to call it, okay, at $10.63. It's not great. It is not one of my top plays, but it is on the list, okay? Next up, we've got Lululemon. Lululemon has a 2-up that finished red. Okay, so we only broke the high of the previous candle, and we'll look for puts on this one at $300.62. Somebody asked me about, they're saying triggers and targets are great, but teach me how to manage a trade. I'm not here to teach you guys how to manage your trades, but I put out 2 videos today, one on Pfizer and one on Keurig, both showing you how you could have stayed in that play, where you could have gotten out, and where you could have had re-entries, okay? So go check out those videos. Next up, we've got Mastercard, ticker symbol MA. We can take triggers on this one for puts at $332.41, targets at the bottom of the preceding candle right here, okay? So that's on Mastercard. Higher premiums. Bid-ask spread is usually a little bit wider on Mastercard as well. Moderna, mRNA, 2-up green, but we had this inside bar here, okay? So we're looking for a 1-2-2 reversal on Moderna. We'll look to re-trigger the monthly, which is the blue line. If we go into the monthly chart, we had a 3-1 setup and then a 2 down. So we'll look to re-trigger Moderna on the downside at this monthly level here. We do have the day, the week, and the month that are green though, so take it for what you will. That's your trigger if you want to get into it. Marvel, MRVL, again, 2 up green preceding a inside bar, so we'll look for a 1-2, 2 down reversal. Again, time frame continuity is to the upside. We'll look for triggers on puts at $56.67. SoFi Technologies, 2 up that finished red. We'll look for puts again on this one. Puts at $6.96. CVX, what do we have on CVX? A 2 up that finished red. Top of a broadening formation. Higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. We didn't quite tag it, but we can look for a 2 up, 2 down reversal on this one. Triggers at $172.61. Targets down here at this pink weekly trigger line. TGT is up next. That's Target. Target had a 2 down that finished green. Okay, bottom of a broadening formation here. We can look for calls on Target at $215.62. First trigger on TGT is $220.73. Next up, we've got Twitter, TWTR. Twitter 2 down, finish green. Let's look for calls on this one at $38.78. First target is the top of the preceding wick. Next target, bottom of the preceding wick. The reason why, we've got this gap here, no candle in between this point and this point, so that's a gap. We always take the bottom as we're trending up, or the top if we're trending down. Okay, hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Uber is up next. Uber has a 2 up that finished red. Full time frame to the downside, so we can look for puts on this one at 23.60. Magnitude sucks on the first target, not great at all. But let me just move this down. If we can move that down to second targets, we'll make a little bit of money on Uber. Time frame continuity is to the downside. If you're looking for this indicator, go into the indicators tab, type in time frame continuity, author is board rider B. If you want these numbers, you can type in candle type, and author is Crinklebind. And I think to get these white and yellow, white for the outside bars, yellow for the inside bars, you can either use TW Holy Grail or TW Golden Indicators by Trading War Zone. That's Rich from Trading Wars, who created those ones. Next up, let's go to Chewy, CHWY. Chewy has a 2 down, finish green, hammer candle. We can look for calls on this one at 28.01. First target is the trigger on the weekly, so if we head over to the weekly, we can see we've got a 2 down green. We're looking for a 2 down, 2 up week. So again, if we trigger here, first target is the weekly, and we could push into long weekly plays as well on Chewy. AFRM is up next. AFRM has an inside bar. Magnitude is not great on these. We can take calls at 25.33, and we've only got about 20 cents difference to the magnitude to the high side here for the first target. Or we can take puts at, what do we got? Puts at 22.86, first target 22.22 on AFRM. MGM Grand, MGM Resorts International has a beautiful 3-1 setup. Outside bar, inside bar. So an outside bar breaks the high and the low of the previous candle. Inside bar stays within the range. This 3-1-2 setup is very, very powerful, very, very rare. We have full time frame continuity to the downside, so we can look for puts on this one at $35.38. And we can take calls if it triggers to the high side at 36.30. If we go back in time to look, they don't happen very often. The last one was December 16th or 20th. We had an outside bar, inside bar, and we had this beautiful run up. Look at this. For 3 straight days. Then we had another outside, then a double inside bar, which we had a great play on Keurig Dr. Pepper today on a double inside bar. And look at this run up for 2-3 days. Okay, so powerful setups tend to be really, really good plays, okay? So if you find them, they'll always be on my top 5, but watch for MGM for sure tomorrow morning. LCID has an inside bar, so we can take calls on this one at $18.39. If we hit trigger, we also hit the trigger for the weekly long. Okay, puts to the other end, $17.25 we can trigger there. Okay, NVAX, Novavax, 2 down that finished green. We can look for calls on this one at $52.32. First target, the top of your outside bar right here. Okay, Roblox up next, RBLX. Roblox 2 down that finished red. And it's somewhat of a hammer candle, but we can look for calls on this one. Move that back down. We can look for calls on this one at 34.12 to look for a 2-2 reversal on Roblox. Starbucks, this is the baby I was talking about with you guys. Double inside bar. Last time we had one of those on Starbucks. Right here, double inside bar. And we had a nice little break there for 2 days, okay? If we have another one here. Nope. Nope, there's one. What do we have on this one? And I tell you, the Keurig Dr. Pepper one went for like 200+% today, guys. This one here, double inside bar. We had a nice run up. Looks like we hit about, what did we hit? 2 targets. Really, really nice run up for Starbucks on that double inside bar. So for sure, be watching that one, guys. I'm not going to say you're guaranteed to make money on it, but probabilities tell us we are. So double inside bars show consolidation within the stock or the ticker or whatever we're looking at. Okay, so it has done this for 2 days in a row. Inside bars stay within the range of the previous candle. Okay, so it's a tightening range here. Tighten for 1 day here, then tighten for a second day. So we have a really tight inside bar. And we can take calls to the top here at 74.40, puts at 72.87, and possible tagging of the broadening formation at the bottom. Or we just see a reversal back to the high side of that broadening formation here. But let's see what happens on Monday morning. It'll be interesting. Starbucks. I think somebody else told me there was another one on CVS, maybe? I can't remember. Netflix is up next. Netflix has a 2 down that finished green. Okay, so we can look for calls on Netflix at $191.27. Airbnb, inside bar on Airbnb with a hammer candle, but we do have full time frame continuity to the downside. So we can look for calls on this one at $119.99 or puts at $114.51, full time frame again to the downside. ROKU, that's Roku. Roku had a 2 down that finished green with a nice hammer candle. We can take calls on this one at 98.16. Move this over. 98.04 is what we're looking for. And then if we trigger that, we are likely to trigger the weekly again at 98.50 to go long on the week. CL is Colgate Palmolive, 2 down green, hammer candle, calls 78.91. First target 79.25 on Colgate. Tesla Maesla. Tesla has an inside bar, hammer candle. We can take calls at 765.37, puts at 728.85. Tesla does usually have higher premiums, so be conscious of that. Fubo has a 2 down that finished green coming off an inside bar. So again, we call these a rev strat. Okay, I was waiting for you guys to say it, but I can't hear you. So 1 2 down, 2 up on the rev strat. Calls at 349. If we hit targets, we're likely to trigger long on the weekly on Fubo. Guys, one more here. DocuSign, 2 down red, but we have this inside bar. So we call this again a rev strat. 1 2 down, 2 up is what we're looking for despite the time frame continuity to the downside. So be conscious of that. Calls at 79.50, and then first targets are the top of this inside bar. Second targets are here at this pink line, which would also trigger the long on the weeklies. That's the list. If you guys liked it, I hope you did. Give me a thumbs up. If you thought it was no good and no bueno, give me a thumbs down. Let me know why so I can fix it to help you guys out. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. Subscribe down below, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.